The U.S. Supreme Court is in the final few weeks now deciding cases that will have national and local impacts. Among the cases, whether former President Donald Trump is immune from criminal prosecution in the election interference case against him, and laws surrounding guns, abortion, and the power of federal agencies.
Joining us now, Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. We are all on high court watch, but really the presidential immunity case and the timing of that one is what everyone seems to be waiting for.
This court's heard 61 cases this year, and less than half of them have been decided. 29 are trying to figure out what's the next steps, and they don't have much time to figure out these ones. Obviously, everyone is looking at presidential immunity, but I think any impact that it will have really is kind of muted anyway. I mean, if they decide that he is not immune, there's really not the potential of any of those cases moving forward before November, potentially the D.C. case, but I think that's a long stretch. I mean, but you also have these alphabet cases, FDA, SEC, EPA. I mean, all these cases, everyone is kind of watching that will have a larger impact than just that presidential immunity one. I just think that one is so on everyone's minds because it's going to affect the presidential race, or potential, I should say.
And what do you think the timing of that? Why is that so important right now? Obviously with the election in November, but
I mean, it's the precedent that it sets going forward. I mean, this case, the fact that they even heard the case is something that I think a lot of legal scholars did not think they would even entertain this case. This is something that they could have rejected, allowed these cases to play out in court, in the courts that they were already sitting in, and then allow his counsel to appeal throughout that process. But to grab it and stop them in kind of mid-process was something that was not looked at to occur. So now the Supreme Court has to make a determination, and there's nothing to point to. They've already addressed this in the past that the president is immune from civil liability, but from criminal liability. Why? Because we've never been in a situation where a former president has faced charges like this, is already convicted in the New York case. I mean, so across the board, this is a rare situation. And then you already have to remove the fact that the Supreme Court is addressing its own issues with ethical concerns. So that may be limiting why they're making these other determinations, because they got to take care of their own house before they can take care of everyone else's.
And this is pretty typical towards the end of the term. We do see a dump, so to speak, of decisions come out.
What I can tell you is, make no mistake, even though we have the justices that you see in the front, behind the scenes is the folks that you don't see. As a former clerk, not on that level at all, but as a clerk behind the scenes, you are writing, you're researching, you're preparing these orders. And so you can guarantee there's a team of folks that are presenting to them daily or weekly, this is the opinion, this is what we're going to do, this is the direction we're going to go. And either the judge is signing off on it, or saying, you know what, send it back, we need some more case law. So there's hundreds of people in the background working to ensure that the work of the people is getting done. But these decisions, they weigh heavy on people's minds, in businesses' minds. That EPA case, that making sure that the clean air is affected by that downwind. You know, this case was when they were saying, if you have a factory that's one location, if the smoke is blowing into a town, we can ban you from having it. There's a lot of big businesses watching that to ensure that that doesn't affect how and where they can place their business in the future.
Khalif, we're almost out of time, but how do you feel like the trust level is right now with the Supreme Court?
I mean, it's a mixed bag. I mean, I have a high integrity for the court system, period, not just the Supreme Court, but the court in general, just because I know they hold themselves to a high standard, specifically to ensure that there's no impartiality there. But these ethical concerns on the Supreme Court are causing questions, specifically in the past, where there was even the slightest hint of impropriety, a justice would recuse himself and say, you know what, I can't touch this. Right now, you have folks cementing in and saying, you know what, I don't think there's anything that tells me I have to step away, so I won't. Specifically the Alito situation with his wife hanging the flag upside down. Most times a situation like that, a justice would have said, you know what, even though I know I didn't do anything wrong, because I think it appears to look like I did, I'm gonna step away.